Hello, welcome to the edition. Today, I shall narrate the opinion piece, Look at what Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose lived for. This piece is authored by Leonard A. Gordon. Gordon is Professor Emeritus at the New City University, New York, and former director of the Institute of South Asian Studies at Columbia University. Alumnus of the Harvard University, Professor Gordon is author of Brothers Against the Raj, Sharat Chandra Bose, and Subhas Chandra Bose, a biography, originally published by Penguin India, and now a paperback, published by Rupa Publications. For 36 years, Professor Gordon was the director of the Taraknath Das Foundation, which gave grants to graduate students from India in the United States. He can be reached at lgordon17@gmail.com. Leonard Gordon writes, in assessing the Indian National Army and its leader in 1946, Gandhi tempered his praise with strong reservations about Subhas Bose's methods during World War II, but added, the lesson that Netaji and his army brings to us is one of self-sacrifice, unity, irrespective of class, community, and discipline. Gandhi believed that Bose was dead, and that Indians should look for lessons in how he lived. This is an appropriate approach for Indians and sympathetic outside observers like myself, some 75 years later. The foremost passion of Subhas Bose's life was the independence of India from the British Raj. Though he came of political age in the years of Gandhi's ascendancy, for him, all means to Indian independence were permissible. Gandhi's method should be tried first, but if not successful, then Indians were to arm themselves and fight the oppressor by other than non-violent means. Bose learned this teaching from the Bengal revolutionary movement and from the extremist wing of the nationalist movement, particularly from Aurobindo Ghosh. Subhas Bose was privately a religious Hindu, particularly attracted to worshipping forms of the mother goddess, as were many high-caste Hindus of Bengal. But he believed there should be a separation of religion from the state. Each should privately follow his religious path, but not link it to political and other public issues. Throughout his career, he reached out to Muslim leaders, first of all, in his home province of Bengal, to make common cause in the name of India. His ideal, as indeed the ideal of the Indian National Congress, was that all Indians, regardless of region, religious affiliation, or caste, join together to make common cause against their foreign rulers. Although Bose talked with, and occasionally cooperated with leaders of the Hindu Mahasabha and the Muslim League, he wanted a secular India, with everyone working together in the public sphere. Again, his efforts to put this into practice dotted his actions in his last years. The fullest context in which he could try out his ideas about one India with one language, the cooperation of communities, classes, and the sexes, was the brief 2-year period in Southeast Asia, from 1943 to 1945. All members of the reformed Indian National Army studied Hindustani in Roman script. Bose made every effort to downplay regional identifications, much as he himself loved his Bengali culture and language. At the same time, INA members were taught that religion was, by and large, a private matter, and that all respect should be given by each to the beliefs and customs of the other. Holidays of each religion were celebrated by all. In the Indian Legion in Germany, and probably in the Indian National Army in Southeast Asia, these efforts also created some immediate difficulties and occasional heated conflict. How such procedures might have played out on the larger stage of India after independence, we cannot know. One of his major innovations was the establishment of the Rani of Jhansi Regiment, composed entirely of women, and the inclusion of a Minister for Women's Affairs, in his cabinet of the Provisional Government of Azad Hind, or India. Lakshmi Sehgal has testified to the great obstacles he had to overcome among his own countrymen and the Japanese to put women in these roles. The Ranis were recruited from the young South Asian women in Southeast Asia and trained to fight. Many were moved near the front in Burma during 1944, but never saw frontline action. In mid-1945, Bose and his regiment of Ranis retreated from Burma into Thailand, and the women's regiment was disbanded. As was suggested by Mahatma Gandhi in 1946, let us look at how Subhas Bose lived, and what he lived for, and what values he adhered to, rather than composing fables about where he might have been after August 1945, and about what he might have done. And when he is remembered, may it also be recalled that he, like Gandhi, talked from time to time of the centrality of law in human affairs. Struggle, yes, but also love. And it was the intense love that he expressed for India, and for the one diverse community of free Indians which he sought, that makes him beloved by them.